Hi, I'm Jason Davis, Senior Director BlueCat Expert Team. BlueCat helps organizations gain visibility and control of their networks through DNS. And I'm here today to talk about the 5 secrets that DNS can uncover for you. In the series on 5 secrets that DNS can uncover for you, we talk about secret number 1 being unknown networks. So as administrators and network engineers do their job and fulfill requests on a daily basis, they're standing up networks at an alarming rate, a very rapid pace. With that, they may not have time to go back to old spreadsheets or old text files. They do fall back into their old school ways of just getting stuff done. Without a single source of truth for them to all work from, either in an automated fashion or in their old school manual processes, using Bind, Microsoft, homegrown solutions with all of their own management platforms, they typically go back and just do what they've always done. They just go stand up those networks. They find out what's available next in their old school practices. They go and configure these networks on their own and forget the entire documentation process at all. With that, that leaves areas of the network that we didn't know were stood up. And so as these folks either move on to different spaces or they move on to different requests, these networks exist without anyone knowing about them. But why does this all matter? First and foremost, we need to have a very good understanding from a 30,000-foot view of what our networks are. If we can't see it, we can't control it. If we can't control it, we can't secure it. For secret number 2, and the 5 secrets that DNS can uncover for you, we talk about unknown compute. Much like unknown networks, unknown compute is extremely dangerous, but now it's even more dangerous than unknown networks because compute can actually do things on our network. How do we get this way? Manual processes, poor maintenance of our data, no single source of truth of network information, as well as a disparate set of core services, all lead to the potential for devices to sneak on our network and or devices be put on our network by our admins and network engineers on purpose, but then forgot about over time. These computes then can be hacked. They can be used for things that are bad on the network as well. We just need to know what compute is on our networks. From a 30,000-foot view of knowing what our infrastructure is to the ground level view of what devices are connecting to, where they've been, where they're going, who they belong to, and what they're doing. This is all a matter of if I can't see it, I can't control it. If I can't control it, I can't secure it, right? In addition to all of that, we talk about performance on our networks. With unknown compute being out there, we can't properly plan for network growth, and we certainly can't plan for performance. So as these devices are creating traffic on the network, they may be doing normal business, but they may be also out doing things that we don't want them to do that take up unneeded bandwidth. So from that perspective, we absolutely need to know every single device that is on our network at any given time, who it belongs to, and what they're doing. For secret number 3 in the 5 secrets that DNS can uncover about your network, we simply talk about people making changes on the network. Without a proper single source of truth, without unified core services and its management, we have no one place for people to make changes. And so we don't understand where they may be making changes. If they're going out to networking equipment, if they're going out to Wi-Fi's, if they're going any place on the network that is not properly documented, then they can very easily make changes without approvals, without auditing, without anybody know what they're doing at all. With that, compliance is a big part of this. We need to know what people are doing. We need to know when they're doing it. We need to know who they are. We need to know what changes they're being made. And quite frankly, we need to get to a proper change management window to avoid outages, to avoid conflicts, to avoid any sort of unknown changes that can cause any sort of problems on our organization's networks. With a single source of truth and a granular access control, we have these constructs in place that we can keep people from making ad hoc changes at any time of day or night. So why does this all matter? People need to audit their changes. We need to know what network administrators and engineers are doing on our networks in terms of fulfilling requests, updating information, making changes to the network. Why does it all matter? Because we have to maintain control. And quite frankly, from a compliance standpoint, we need to know, audit, be able to roll back, approve, and go through proper change management windows so that we can avoid conflicts, we can avoid outages, and understand more about what our networks are, what they are globally, and who's on our networks. With people making changes ad hoc, we have none of that. So if we can't see what they're doing, we have no ability to control, we have no ability to secure. For secret number 4, in the 5 secrets that DNS can uncover for you, we talk about network conflicts and misconfiguration. With no central platform for management, disparate core services, poor data maintenance, and no single source of truth to go to for all of these unified core services and their management, we end up with outages. Outages lead to downtime. Downtime leads to lost money. for our organizations. Microsoft is a very good example of this. There are so many forwarding rules that we have to put on our DNS servers in a domain controller infrastructure. They're all disparate, they're all managed independently, and they don't talk to one another. There's no place to go see what all of the forwarding rules are doing. That leads to misconfigurations. What if I put a forwarding rule someplace that I didn't intend to? What if it's no longer needed? I don't know what I can pull back. I don't know what it will do. And I don't really know which infrastructure to go to make those particular changes. Not to mention latency on the network and broken applications for our end users on the network that need to get their jobs done. With all of that, misconfigurations and network conflicts are a huge problem in a non-centralized, no single source of truth infrastructure. With manual and broken processes, not only do you have a lengthy time to compute, but you also have many errors that get introduced into the environment just by simply not understanding how data correlates with one another. Therefore, it puts a major strain on your team that are constantly reacting to unpredicted issues. Resiliency also becomes an issue because we have no place to track errors. We have to go back to log files that are months and months old and/or old spreadsheets that have configuration data in it. Secret number 5, the last secret in the 5 secrets that DNS can uncover for you on your network. We talk about manual and broken process. Oftentimes, when we go out and engage with our customers, there are 2 measurements that we talk about: time to compute and time to detect. Lack of automation extends out that time to compute. We've got no unified core services and therefore management, and such that we have to go through manual processes to fulfill day-to-day requests. Oftentimes, these are not repeatable, they're not reliable, and we may get things wrong in the meantime. So error-prone, they're very, very error-prone processes that we go through. Lack of automation leads to a foundation of unpredictable and unreliable and error-prone changes being made on the network, which leads to a very big strain on our network admins that are responding to unpredictable changes and outages that we may have on the network. Why does this all matter? Because our networks are built on a foundation of unpredictable, unreliable, and error-prone changes that are being made on the network. Time to compute is extended. Time to detect is also extended, which means that our network admins are responding to unpredictable changes and outages and conflicts on the network. With resiliency being an issue, we need to track errors as quickly as possible, and that's very difficult to do with spreadsheets. There's a common thread in all of these secrets that DNS can uncover for you, and that's a disparate core services in their management. When your DNS platforms are disparate, when your management isn't centralized, you can't get a single source of truth of all of this network data and configuration management. Looking closely at your DNS gives you insight that other utilities simply can't do. Thank you for joining. My name is Jason Davis from BlueCat. We'll see you next time.